Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Emmanuel. Today we want to take a look at how the game went between Ghana and then Madagascar. In our last game, that is the game before this recent one, the game that we met Madagascar in their home grounds, the game ended 0-0. And I mean, if you are Madagascar and you've had a 0-0 game with Ghana, you wouldn't want to change your tactics. So that's exactly what they did. They didn't want to change their tactics coming to face Ghana here. And if you look at the game that we played with them in their home grounds, you can see that they really pressed us. They tried as much as possible to get the chances to score. Just that when they got those chances, they couldn't make good use of it. And they tried to do the same thing here. Okay, so in the build up to the game, we tried to come up with a selection that I thought would be better to use against this Madagascar team because when we played against them, I realized a lot of the game was concentrated in our midfield. That is, they were always trying to crowd the midfield, and Coach Chris Hutton most often than not have just about two people in our midfield. So to counter that, it meant that we need to sacrifice our one of our number tens to be able to have three or more people in the midfield so that when we are attacking and then they get the ball and they want to counter, we will still have one person that will be defending for us. So this was the team that we thought would have been better to face the Madagascar team with. This particular team in our build up to the game, this was the team that we selected. We had Atizigi in post, Nicolas Sopoku, and then Amati having the centre back positions. Alidu Seidu. If you look at the selection that Coach Chris Hutton came up today with, you can see that he didn't change any of the defenders. That the only change was Atizigi, who was replaced with Richard Ofori, which is also okay because Richard Ofori we know is a very good goalkeeper. And then in midfield we wanted to have Saleh Samed and then Mohamed Kudus in the midfield. We know Kudus can play as a 10, but then if we were to play in this formation, it will be as though we are playing 4-3-3. But then when we are attacking, we'll be having more players attacking. And in case they counter, we will still have Saleh Samed here to kind of help the defenders in defending the counter attack. So this is what Coach Chris Hutton did today. Um, our defenders, like we said, were maintained. The goalkeeper was changed. Richard Ofori was in post today. But then in midfield, just like we always do with Coach Chris Hutton, he likes the two defensive midfielders. So he went with Saleh Samed and then Idris Baba. And to be honest, I think this pairing is not so bad because Idris Baba, from what I've seen from him so far, he's also very good on the ball. He's he's calm. He doesn't panic when opponents are kind of pressing him. We have the occasional times that sometimes he will lose the ball, but then you can see when he has the ball, there is no panic. So this particular pairing, I had no problem with. My only problem was with Kudus being here because today Kudus did well, but then what I saw was that most of the times, because Inaki Williams and Jordan Ayew, they like they like coming back for the ball. They like coming back for the ball a lot. And that meant Kudus wanted to be here with Semenyo, so that it ended up being a 4-4-2 instead of a 4-2-3-1. And that meant that when the Madagascans are attacking us, it was always left with just these two here in the middle. You remember I said when we went there, they were always packing their midfield. Their formation is a 4-5-1 system. So they always have an extra person in midfield here. So if we have only two people in midfield, it means one, we are not going to be able to play well because already the field is not good. The football pitch that we are playing on is not good. That is one. Two, the players that we have right now, though they are good, they have not played so well together under Coach Chris Hutton for some time now. So they need some time to gel. And then three, you are already outnumbered. So no matter what you do, they are always going to come for the ball. And if your players are also not good on the ball, you are going to lose possession. That was the reason why we were not able to keep so much possession in the first half. You realized even in the first half, they had a lot of counter attacks against us, to the point that there was a time that they had about four players attacking us. If they had taken their chances well, they could have even punished us in the first half. It's the strongest side I think Coach Chris Hutton has brought out so far. So as you can see, if you take a look at the setup very well, they are set up in a 4-5-1 formation. We have the four defenders, the five midfielders, and then the one attacker. And then when they get a counter attack, most of the times this guy comes. They just move forward like that. Sometimes they will just leave two people in the midfield, and four players will be coming towards us. And with Kudus being closer to Semenyo, you can see we are always outnumbered in the middle. It was good today to have a player like Idris Baba, who is so good on the ball and mostly calm, that we were able to kind of counter their tactics today. But because of that, because of this structure, it meant that keeping the ball was kind of hard for the Black Stars today, and especially also because of the field. Our football pitch is very bad. We complained a lot when we went to Madagascar in the 0-0 game. That that game was the most horrible game I've ever seen. Like the pitch was so bad. We have to really do something about our pitches in Ghana, because it's not helping us at all. It's not helping us. If the GFA will do something about it, I think now will be the time. So, I think the positives that we get from this game is one, Inaki Williams scoring his first goal for the Black Stars, which I think is massive because we've always seen him scoring goals here and there for Athletic Bilbao, and it has been a long time. We always expected him to have scored many more goals by now, but today is his first goal, so it brings that kind of joy to Ghanaians that at least this may be the start of something new, and we are going to see more from Inaki Williams. And then also, I think if you look at the current team that we have now, the Black Stars current team, I think we have a lot of depth. And going forward, I can honestly predict that Coach Chris Hutton is going to have a lot of headaches in terms of selection, because we still have players like Kamal Dean, um, we have Baba Rahman, who was also not available for this game. We still have players like Salisu. There are still more players that he would want to select from, and that is not going to be an easy job. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. So I think with the 3 points, we will take it like that. I mean, we didn't play well, but then winning is the most important thing. So kudos to the Black Stars. We would later talk about 5 things that we learned from this game in another video. So thank you very much for staying with me, and then kindly subscribe to the channel so we can bring you more content.